Well, Benga, before I deal with that subject, I want to lay a very solid foundation so that my party and Nigerians would know that we are running a democracy, and democracy is a universal word. About 7 events took place in the last 1 to 2 weeks in the world.
7?
7.
Okay.
Very eventful. One of them was that the president of South Korea, Madam Park, was jailed for 24 years. For what? Because her friend took a contract from her government. And that friend, not from theft, but from the profit of that contract, made a donation to an NGO where the president had an interest. That was what earned the president of South Korea 24 years in jail. 2, the Brazilian president, the most ever popular president ever produced by Brazil, Lula, was jailed for 12 years on an issue that even if they say a councillor has stolen in Nigeria, in fact, all of us will clap for him. He was jailed for 12 good years. 3, Grace Mugabe was invited and locked up in police station. You know, they were good just before, not too long ago in Zimbabwe, because the authorities identified certain properties that she was accused of having amassed while
being the first lady.
And they also said she was meddling in state affairs as the first lady of Zimbabwe. And she had no role or no mention under the constitution of Zimbabwe. 4, your friend Zuma was docked, and that's the 4th one, was docked in court for having appropriated certain things from their commonwealth.
With his Indian friends.
I'm sure only God can save Zuma from being sentenced to prison. 5, you heard about Sarkozy, the immediate past president of France. For those who don't know, France is one of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council that manage the world. Why? Because he was accused of having taken some campaign money from Gaddafi, and somebody from Libya leaked that information. He spent 3 good days in police station, released on bail. He's going to be charged to court. I assure you that only God will save him. The president of Bolivia, the 6th one, was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment and a fine of $1 million. What was his offense? They said he presided over a democratic country where some people were carrying peaceful demonstration, and the police opened the fire on the demonstrators and killed, I learned, 17 or so of them. Therefore, by the law, and this is also in Islam, as leaders, because in Islam, you as leader, you cannot eat if those under you cannot find what to eat. The court in US that sentenced him has issued an international warrant of arrest, even though the court also said that it was discovered that he did not authorize or order the security forces to kill. Lastly, but also very important, you know, the public investigator investigating Trump ordered the searching of all Trump facilities, including his hotels, his personal residences, and any building that was associated with him, looking for one evidence that linked him to what Russia was being accused of. All these 7 events that I have enumerated, they happened in Nigeria 10 times over. So our rulers should know that they are really our servants. They are not our rulers. And that if yesterday they were not in power, today they are in power, tomorrow they may not be there.
And the law will take its course.
Of course. They need to have that at the back of their minds. That is why my advice to them, they should be content and follow the rule of law. This is when we were forming the APC, of which I am one of the 9 signatories. That is part of history. Nobody can erase that. We never envisaged that under a party we had established, a court will make a ruling and our own government will refuse to obey that court order. I can give typical example, the Suki, whether right or wrongly, the court has made a verdict that he should be given on bail and that his offense was bailable. 2, El Zakzaki was arrested for reasons voiced known to the authorities. We were not told, even though the grapevine had it that he's not practicing the kind of Islam that those in authority do not like. Forgetting the fact that the Constitution of Nigeria has said you can belong to any religion. In fact, as a Nigerian, you can decide to say you do not believe in God at all. And until those of us playing democracy adopt the universal expression or what democracy is all about, we have not yet